Hello folks, in this video we will discuss about lambda functions in Python. So lambda functions are anonymous functions that can be declared without a name, and it can also be written only in one line. So we will first write one regular function and then we will see how we can do the same using lambda functions. So let's say I want a function that will check whether number is even or odd. So let's write a function, let's name it is even. It will take a number as an argument and it will return true if the number is even. So if the remainder is 0. Now I can simply call this function like this and let's print out the result is even 4 and then let's check 5. Now I can execute this program and I get true and false because 4 is even and 5 is odd. Now we can write lambda function and do the same task only in one line. So here what we will write is lambda and then we will write x, which is our input argument, and then whatever we are writing after this colon, it will consider it to be a return statement. So I can simply write x modulus 2 equals 0. So it will consider that it has to return this part, so either true or false depending on whether x is divisible by 2 or not. And we have this lambda function over here. Now we can assign this to a variable. So let's say is num even. This is a variable, and now I can simply call this function by writing something like this. So let's print out is num even, and here I have to pass one value. So I can, let's say I will pass 4 and 5 again. So 4 and 5, and let's comment out the above two lines. Now let's execute the code again, python lambda.py, and we have true and false again. To check this is working truly, let's write another two lines. Let's make it 400 and let's make it 545, and we will get true false true false. Yeah, so we have true false true false. So as you can see, we are executing the whole thing only in one line. Now there is also another thing that we can do, and that is instead of writing is num even, what we can simply do is let's copy this part and let's comment out this line, and here what we will write is the same thing inside first brackets, and what it will do is it will invoke it the same way. Now let me run the code again, and we have true and false. So for short functions that we want to be done only in one line and we don't need to save it anywhere, we can use lambda functions. But there is a better use case for lambda functions, and let's check it out. So let's say I want to check one list and we want to see whether like which of the numbers are even. So let's create a big list over here. Let's write 1, 44, 67, 100, let's say 545. Now I will write another function. Let's name it checklist, and what it will get is one function and one list. And here inside, let me create one empty list. Let's say even in list, and I only want to return the list with even numbers. So let's initialize it as an empty list, and then I will write a for loop for num in nums. And here inside, what I want to do is I want to check whether this num is even or odd. So I will write an if statement, and I want to check by using this func argument. So I will write func, which is actually my is even function that will be passed as an argument. I want to check if this number is even, and if this number is even, then I want to add this in the even in list and append, and I will add my num, and lastly I will simply return my list even in list. And now I can simply print out whatever value comes inside this function. So checklist, and here as an argument I will pass my is even, and then I can pass my nums array. And now let's see what is my result. So let's comment out these two lines, and as we can see we have only 44 and 100, and instead of 5 after 545 let's write another number 1002. So I have these three numbers, which is correct. Now what we can see is that apart from like passing this is even, we can also pass a lambda function, and in that case we don't really have to declare a separate function to be passed as an argument. Like we can pass anything over here. So is even, And now if I write the same thing, like execute the function, we have the same list. Now we can also check for odd numbers without writing a separate function. And yeah, that's it. And we can also pass, let's say we can do anything here. We can check if something is divisible by 3. Let's see Python Lambda Pi. So only 1002 is divisible by 3. So this is the actually the function use case of Lambda functions, that we can pass lots of short functions without actually declaring them. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.